Creating text in AutoCAD is fairly simple. It is very similar to creating text in programs such as PowerPoint. So when we want to create text, we come up to our text drop down, open it up, and most of the time we're going to be wanting to use multi-line text. There may be times you use single line text, but multi-line will do whatever you need it to, including single line. So the first thing we have to do is create our text box, which, just like in PowerPoint, you'll have to tell it where you want your text to start and the opposite end of your bounding box. Once you open the text box, notice that we have a new tab right here. A lot of times people will come in and create some text and realize they forgot to put a symbol or something else in it, and they will close the text. And pay attention right here. When I close the text editor, that tab goes away, which confuses a lot of people. They didn't notice it going away. So when you want to do something, you'll have to. It doesn't really look like it's changed, so you may have to do that in a little bit after we get more of it up there. Just like in Word, we can select what type of typeface we want. A lot of our lessons will specify different types of typeface, and if you don't set it correctly, you will probably lose some points. And justification becomes quite important. You can type things wherever you want, such as that, and then you can play with the text box, try and make it bigger, try and make it smaller. That's always the most work. So the easiest thing to do is try to create the text box about the size you're going to want the finished product to be, and then manipulate it using things. We have bullets and numbering, we've got line spacing, but here we can justify things, which is our default. You can left justify, center justify, right justify, which makes controlling your text much simpler, as I'll show you here in a couple minutes. And then we have columns, we have symbols. We will be using a lot of symbols, especially things like degrees. The plus and minus we use to specify tolerances, diameter, almost equal. There's a whole lot of things in here, and there's a whole lot more if you click other, but that's where you'll find your symbols. So the first thing I'm going to show you how to do, probably the only thing, is one of our both our assignments this week will require you to put text inside of an object. So let's create an object. I'm just going to throw a rectangle up here, since you'll be dealing with text and rectangles often this week. So now that we've got something to put our text in, you're going to be required to, the first thing you're going to be required to do is put your name and a few other bits of information at the center of this box in one of the lessons. So the easiest way is come get our text, grab our multi-line text, and use your snaps. So we can snap from that corner to that corner. And your teacher's a little bit lazy. There's multiple ways you can do anything. I'm going to try and do things the easiest way I know how, and this is just one of them. So now that we've created our text box, we can put our name in it. and whatever else that it specifies that you put in there. And obviously that is nowhere near the center. We can mess around with the text box, but again, like I say, I'm kind of lazy. I'm going to let the software do it for me. So I'm going to tell it I want my text in the center, and that's still not where I want it. But if I come down and tell it middle center, rather than me drawing lines and try and figure out where the center of this box is, I just let the software do it for me. And once we close the text editor, our text is exactly where it belongs. So that's all we need to know about text for now. So we'll pick it up in the next lesson.